See Job folder, Master. Check Master Rules in Master for detail.
Check Master Rules in Master for details on each folder. Please create a job folder for every job you have. In this folder you should keep all information regarding the job. Always save the job folder in Master, then you are sure that one of your colleagues can take over, if necessary, and it is always have reference for comeback clients. A job folder should as a minimum contain. Always take a copy of the master folder of the job type, rename, and then start with the process chart. Contact numbers, email addresses, and titles of clients and other contacts regarding the job. An Excel sheet with contact numbers of everybody cast for the job, models, photographers, stylists, etc. You should also keep information regarding who is booked for the job. It is a good idea to write nationality and model ID related to the people you cast, as this will save you a lot of time if you want to book the models again for another job. Quotations, both initial and final ones, budgets for payables. Location maps, which you will later save on the master in the folder location maps. Checks for models asterisk. A job report. Briefly, what went smoothly, what could have been better handled from yours or Diva's side, what went wrong, if anything, what you did to sort it out. What did you learn from the experience? Always have release forms signed for any photo shoot or TVC so usages are signed and authorized. Always have models contracts signed while booking models and retain the email or original document. Casting email and SMS. Email casting draft. Dear Diva models, hope this email reaches you well. As mentioned earlier from casting call, find below full casting details. Casting for shoot date, full day or half day. Casting date. Casting timings. Casting location. See attachment for the location map. Dress code. Rate, optional. Booker in charge, booker name and mobile number. Notes, exchange of contact details is not allowed. Please write Diva models as your contact number. 42 PAGE. Please reconfirm. SMS casting draft. Casting for, title of the project, shoot on, date of the shoot, full day or half day. Casting on, day and date of the casting, between, casting time, in, casting location. See email for the location map. Dress code. Rate, optional. Booker in charge, booker name and mobile number. Notes, exchange of contact details is not allowed. Please write Diva models as your contact number. Please confirm. E-booking forms and SMS booking forms are in the divadubai.com admin panel and need to be sent from there. When a client wants to have a casting, there are a number of things you should be aware of in order to make it beneficial. First of all, you will have to decide if the casting should be included in the budget or if the client should be charged accordingly for the casting. It depends on the budget, on the purpose of the casting, and on the client. There are various ways to decide these elements. Discuss with your colleagues in the beginning. No castings for 3 hours hostessing events. Before the casting, it is imperative that you are perfectly aware of what the client wants. If he says Arabic females, you must ask if they have to speak Arabic. If not, you can also cast people who are not Arabic, but look like it. If they have to speak, ask for the dialect, since some clients want a very specific accent. Understand the client's requests and know the differences in models and promoters. A casting call ratio is always 1:10, so for every one requirement you need to have 10 confirmed callbacks, as show-up ratio is always 25 to 50%. As for looks, be sure to ask if the client has any preferences about age, height, hair length, and color, skin tone, and so on. If the client doesn't find what he is looking for at the first casting, he will ask for another one and yet another one, until you finally give him what he wants. That will take up much of your time, and if you haven't asked specifically what he is looking for from the beginning, there is not much you can do about it. And this process costs the agency a lot for recasts due to phone, company property use and booker's time. When you have the details from the client, create an Excel sheet and go through the website to find your options. After that, start calling and make a note of who is available, not available, who is out of town, which would be available for another casting, and so on. When you call the models, especially promoters, instruct them on how to dress and style themselves for the casting: nice clothes, high-heeled shoes, full makeup, attractive hair. It will make a huge difference for them whether they are well dressed or not. If the client wants one female model, you cast at least 6 to 8 models. If he wants 5 female models, you may cast at least 15 to 20. Always have a ratio of 10 times the number of models required for the job, because only half the number of people typically turn up for a casting. Always follow up with the models on the day for the casting and remind them about its timing and ask them to be there on time. When you are at the casting, the client is your priority. Be with him all the time, talk to him, ask questions and push for the models to get the job. Always mange your models and team with precise planning to encourage a smooth flow. Be sure that the models and the client do not exchange contact numbers, emails, or other contact information. If they try to do this, you will have to intervene and firmly remind both parties that this practice is strictly forbidden. After the casting, follow up with the client. If everything is fine and he has the models he requires, book them immediately, otherwise arrange for a new casting. The client is always right. Their needs have to be met as an immediate and the highest priority. 43 PAGE. Screen testing casting at day rate. Client's location casting director. 1,200 camera. 500 edit. 500 miscellaneous. 100 AED 2300.00. Diva Studio casting director. 1,200 location. 700 camera. 500 edit. 500 miscellaneous. 100 AED 3000.00. Plan your casting. Have all models come to first section where their roll number is assigned and contact details confirmed. Send them to casting images or Polaroid taking section and remind them to mention the roll no assigned by the first counter. Brief them about the client's potential questions and their preference details to give them an advantage at the casting interview with clients. Remind them to mention their roll number when walking in for the interview. It is the booker responsibility to make sure that the cast are briefed, and a booker should make sure that the cast and client are in the same page of the client expectations after casting. Check with clients for their preferences and always push and negotiate more backup options. Send client a selection of the casting images that have been resized with the model's name for future reference. Follow up with client and have good, fast client servicing. Also send comp cards, as they are always more impressive on another email. Retain all Excel/Polaroids etc. in the jobs folder on master. Check folder required documents for jobs booking forms, signature from models/promoters hostesses before a job. This is a standard form available from Nicole accounts that should be completed with the job details and signed by the promoter hostess. It's also known as a booking form. Model Booking Form 1, sample below. You need to carry your portfolio at all times for castings and for projects. You are a diva representative and at all times expected to be on time. You are expected to follow all rules of a professional model. Diva terms and conditions for models/casts: date of shoot. December 5th, date of treatment and conditioning of hair. December 3rd at 10:00 am with Sophie Avid. Map attached. Time for shoot. 11:00 am location of shoot. Suresh Studio location map. Map attached. Period of the shoot. 10 HRS, full day, TBC and shoot. Contact person. Nicole contact no. Plus 97150-342-1613 usage details. Training video and in-store region of the shoot. UAE budget. 2,500.00 full day. Brief. Bride friend carry high heels, clear underwear, and accessories matching concept. E.g. Ron is your stylist and can be reached on plus 97,155 #######################################################################################################################################################################################################################################################################################################Connected with Ron. 44 PAGE. Proper documentation or information is important for both parties to avoid issues of future bookings, and proper payments are made within 15 days or as soon as the client's payment terms are met. You are contracted by Diva Model Management, and thus it is a mandatory that any point you are strictly not allowed to discuss budgets, contact information, usages, overtime, and all related booking details with any member other than your contracted agent from Diva Model. Reduction or non-payment of contracted term. You are expected not to operate mobile or personal business during contracted period. Direct contracting with clients, photographers, makeup artists or other models resulting from a Diva contracting can result in legal dispute. This needs to be emailed to the models, as this is the draft of the booking form. Model booking form to date. Name. Client. Job no. Dates. Amount 23/01/08. 2021/. Location. Role. Requirements. Hours/timings. Contact personages. Model. Punctuality. Should you foresee you will be late in arriving to the pickup point/venue, you are requested to call minimum 4 hours in advance. Regulations. No smoking/no drinking, unless stated otherwise. Conditions. Remember, you are representing Diva Modeling and Events and the client at all times whilst on the job. Any forms or complaints of misconduct will lead to a warning from the agency. Should the clients dismiss you, will lead to non-payment. As per agency policy, payments is after client pays, up to 60 days. A no-show, it will lead to full non-payment, and canvassing the clients for future jobs will lead to you being taken off the books immediately. If you are having problems with the client, please contact Diva Modeling directly. Note: enjoy yourself, be professional as you are representing yourself and Diva Modeling. Please sign and fax back or replay via email or to confirm all of the above. Name, signature, date. Procedure for good and effective casting. When having a casting, always has your Excel sheet ready with the names, numbers, and relevant details. Identify the number of models being cast, always assume 50% attendance and make your list accordingly. Prior to casting, annotate bullet points of purpose, budgets, locations, shoot dates tentatively, etc., and appropriate details for casting so that it's easy for you to remember all information and not forget during each casting call. On casting day, plan your casting. Have a client sheet ready with roll numbers and no contact info but a section for remarks. A. Booking form and SMS. In office castings, casting delegates. Reception. Traffic controller to photographer. Photographer. Traffic controller to the ramp. Client Servicing Booker Casting Delegation. Head booker/booker who is handling the job must appoint 4 assistants to handle the whole casting up and running. Reception. This is the first stop for models for casting registration. Duties. Make sure every models who comes in for casting must register all their details before queuing for the Polaroid shoot. B. Make sure the model name will be called as per their number in Diva casting sheet. C. In case some model came and is not yet registered with Diva, registration has to be done as well by the reception. D. Update the new contact details of our registered models in our system. 45 PAGE. Approved sample casting sheet. Traffic controller to photographer, controls the model traffic upon registration. Duties. A. Responsible to write the model's name in the whiteboard to get them ready for a Polaroid shoot and/or casting video. B. Make sure every models will take the Polaroid and/or casting video before queuing for the ramp. Photographer, handles the Polaroid/video casting. Duties. 1 Polaroid shoot. B. Must take a photo of the model holding the whiteboard with their name, age, nationality, and height to easily know who the model is. C. Make sure to have a complete Polaroid shot consist of front profile, right, and left profile, half body shot and a full body shot. Sample Polaroid. 2 Video casting. This is usually done for TVC casting, TV presenter casting and when the client requires it. D. Must instruct the model on how the pattern of the video goes. Name. Age. 46 PAGE. Nationality. Front profile. Left and right profile. Half body and full body shot. Acting, smile, surprised, angry, sad, shocked and any other emotions that the client requires. Traffic controller to the ramp, organizes the flow of models to the ramp simultaneously. Duties. A. Make sure models will fall in line as per their number in the Diva casting sheet in an appropriate manner. B. Make sure client won't wait long for another model in queue. C. Make sure the song will simultaneously play all throughout the ramp casting. D. Make sure the models have their model book before meeting the client. Client servicing booker, the main contact person of the client. Duties. A. Check with clients for their preferences and always push and negotiate more backup options. B. Send client a selection of the casting images that have been resized with the model's name for future preferences. Job numbers. Required documents for jobs 1. Quote 2. LBO 3. Invoice 4. Check copy 5. Payment vouchers 6. Release forms, BBIP for photo shoots and TVC. 7. Checks for booker's draft. F. LBO. You need to be sure to ask the client for an LBO before you start any job. The client has to sign it along with his company stamp. Most companies have a standard LBO with LBO numbers. In specific cases, if accepted and confirmed by accounts, we can accept quote with stamp and signature only if it's a client we have worked with. Be sure to have the LBO by the latest the day before a job is due to commence. It is your guarantee that the client has agreed to the terms and conditions from Diva. The client can either fax it or send it in an email. No LBO equals no job. If you decide to do a job without an LBO, it is your responsibility to pay for the job if the client doesn't. When you have the LBO handed to the accountant with the job number given by the accountant, accounts will revert with the job number. Please save this job number for future reference. You will need this for the invoice and the model's promoter's check reference. Accounts will place it under the correct job file in the pending payments book. The booker has the option of guaranteeing a client LBO by signing the booker's undertaking letter. G. Check for models. After every job you have to prepare checks for everyone you worked with, models, stylists, photographers, etc. Release forms procedure should be included in the manual. One basic rule: release forms are given only to client upon payment settlement. No payment, no release forms. It is your responsibility to keep a register of all the jobs you do. This means that you first must obtain payment. From the client, after the payment is made you have to pay your merchandisers. In the master you will find a sheet called Checks for Models. Copy that sheet and keep it on your desktop. Prepare checks for bookers on completion of a job. Whenever you make the checks for your merchandisers, use the sheet by filling out the model's first and last name, the payment for the job, job description, and job number, and finally the model's phone number. And usages, VIP. Add the numbers and write the final amount below. Checks we can write the name of the parents of the kids instead of kids' names if requested by parent. Job name.
Job name. Booker name. Model amount, act total, check bank date. Mobile number. Model ID. Job no. Usages. 47 PAGE. Finally you send the sheet to Nicole in accounts, who will send you confirmation. Remember to save it in your job folder * as well. 2020-1010 check for bookers format. Checks can be collected first 3 Thursdays of the month between 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. in the Diva office. Always inform the models to bring along ID. It is possible to send another person to collect a check for a model, but please remember to inform them to bring a power of attorney and ID as well. Release forms before any job, especially photo shoots TVC, ensure that all models have signed a release form. This is your guarantee that the model has agreed to the terms and conditions of the job, and it will save you from problems if there are any complaints later from the model, such as usage, duration, etc. Complete the form with all necessary details and ask the model to sign it, but not in front of the client. If the model wants a copy of the form, give him the pink sheet. The white sheet has to stay with Diva. Place the pink sheet under the job file in the pending payments book. How to make an invoice finance task. After receiving an LPO from a client, you have to make an invoice and send it to the client as well as to the accountant. 1. Find the invoice book, and check your quotation. There you will find all necessary information. 2. Start by writing the client's name, address and contact number, in the row on top. 3. Write the job number and the job date. 4. Write the number of models items and describe the job, models/Gala Dinner/Gulf News. 5. Fill out the price. 6. Fill out the total amount. Remember to write the amount in letters as well as numbers. 7. For example, 15,400, 15,400 only. 8. Finally sign the invoice. Stamp it with the Diva company stamp and send the white sheet to the client. The green sheet you keep in the invoice book, and the pink sheet you attach the job file in the pending payments book. 9. This is done by accounts, but all bookers need to know how to do it. 10. Accounts have the release forms with payment vouchers, and it's need to be provided to claim the fee, and release forms need to be signed. J. Receivables follow up on payments. It is every booker's duty to be responsible for their own job's receivables. Always make terms and conditions for payments clear with the clients and follow up on the payments with your own clients. Accounts are available for overall accounts checking and will help with follow-up, but the prime responsibility lies with the booker. You are responsible for your model's payments, and always be very careful while billing. Get your quotes and invoice checked twice by one other person. Please read and follow these procedures. Whenever any jobs are cancelled, PLS take out concerned quotation from file in front of accountant and write cancelled with your signature. Put in cancelled job file. BPLS make your expenses summary on a plain piece of paper to submit to the accountant to get your money at the earliest. Always reply to acknowledgement emails that are sent to you. If any mobile number and office number of the client has changed, PLS inform accounts department so they can contact clients to obtain receivables. Please write current contact name, current office number and current mobile number on your quotation to make it easier to obtain receivables. Please note that as a principle, anyone who is not a Diva employee should not be near any Diva staff workstation. Please always seat guests in the reception area or one of the meeting rooms. It's quite irritating with all models etc. Looking into people's emails and Excel sheets on staff desks. All checks for bookers should be issued with an invoice request. It has been brought to my attention that invoices are often not completed and payables out are done. No payment from client equals no payments for your merchandisers. The format to be followed: attach your original quote, amended and requests an invoice. Finance Update 1. The booker should take responsibility of client payment in writing in case of missing LPO, non-official LPO etc. 2. Always update company bank details on quotation with IBAN No. 48 PAGE. 3. Enter the client office local number with client mobile number to send invoice and follow up on pending payment. 4. Follow the 50% advance payment before any job starts unless it /SA returned client and has agreed terms. 5. Always CC to accounts on every email regarding a missing LPO. 6. After receiving your booker job statements, everyone should revert with your remarks.